My midwife said, do not be surprised if with this pregnancy, it feels like your baby is literally going to fall out of your vagina. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another pregnancy update, which is pretty much all my channel is right now. But today's video is going to be weeks 22, 23, and 24. So I'm actually really glad that I wound up pushing it out to 3 weeks this time, because weeks 22 and 23, I feel like were very much of the same, where nothing new was really going on. But then in week 24, I feel like I really got some new symptoms to actually talk about. So that's a good thing. So if you guys are curious about the latest symptoms in my pregnancy, then just keep watching. I do this every time. I forgot to check. I forgot to look at my last pregnancy and watch that video, which I'm not gonna do now because I ain't got the time for that. But it looks like I was talking about starting birthing classes, back pain, and nursery planning and all of those things. So I'll be better about this. Anyways, so symptoms wise, let's talk about nausea. You guys know, I think in the last update I said that I was now off of the Unisom. I'm pretty sure I've had a nausea-free day here and there. I honestly can't remember. Like, it's just so much better now. But I have still had a few days where I have had quite a bit of nausea, where I'm like, I cannot believe this is still sticking around, but it's still nothing like it was. You guys, I'm so bad at this. Now I forget. I think that I had said last time that I had said in the last update that I had had a midwife appointment that I was going to talk about, which now feels like it was so long ago. At that appointment, I had that at, see, I can't even remember which week it was at. I think it was like at the very beginning of week 22. Everything was good. Baby's heartbeat sounded great. And, oh yeah, so I got really excited because my midwife gave me the paperwork for the gestational diabetes test, which you guys know is like drinking the drink. So last time I had to do the 3-hour test. Like, that's just like the protocol in the office. I guess you just do the 3-hour test. That's the standard. Sorry, I just ran out of space. And I did not want to do the 3-hour test again, because that is just so inconvenient. Like, who wants to go sit in the lab for 3 hours? And this was before like the whole quarantine. So if anybody's watching this not in like real time, this video is being filmed in the midst of the coronavirus. We are quarantined. Our county has been on lockdown for like 2 weeks now, but we started quarantining. Lian and I started staying home a little bit before that. So, and they just announced that it's like gonna run through the end of April. So anyways, when I had that appointment, it hadn't quite gotten to this point yet, but now even more so, I'm like, I do not want to go sit in the lab for 3 hours, like with all this shiz going on. So I asked her, I was like, can I please do the 1 hour? Like, please. She was like, okay. She's like, you don't have any risk factors. I didn't have it last time. Like, there's really no reason that I wouldn't pass. Obviously, if I don't, I have to do the 3-hour, but she said I could do the 1 hour. So that was like the biggest win, because now I only have to go to the lab for an hour. So I'm going to be doing that test next week, and then I'll have my next, so week 26, and then I'll have my midwife appointment after that. Okay, so now back to symptoms. I have a battery light flashing. The nausea I talked about. A new one is shortness of breath. It's been building for a couple weeks, but like really the last week I have been feeling like certain positions I'm in, like I cannot get a good breath, which is very common with pregnancy. And I definitely had that in my last pregnancy as well. Another one is needing to pee more often. I talked about this, I think, in my last update, and it's continuing, where I've just noticed that I really have to pee, especially at night. I don't feel it as much when I'm laying down, but then like if I stand up, it's usually like, holy crud, I have to pee. Next new symptom, which is another one that has been slowly building the last couple of weeks, but really in like week 24 was when I noticed it, is acid reflux. So I haven't had any heartburn. I got some heartburn with my pregnancy with Lian. It was never that bad, which is funny because he came out with a full head of hair, like so much hair, and so that wives' tale was not true, because I really didn't have bad heartburn with him. But I've had virtually no heartburn this time, but I've had a lot of acid reflux, where it's like just my throat, like my esophagus is like burning. I literally feel like I could breathe fire. It happens with any sort of food. Sometimes if I'm not even eating, like spicier foods make it worse. But like I was eating a cookie and I got it real bad. And sometimes it just happens when I'm not even eating at all. So that is a new symptom that has been progressively getting worse. I don't think I really had the acid reflux so much with Lian's pregnancy. I can't really remember. I think his was more so a little bit of heartburn, whereas this time no heartburn, just in this area. So I have had my first experience of feeling like the baby's about to fall out. So I don't think I ever mentioned this, but in a midwife appointment a while back, my midwife said, do not be surprised if with this pregnancy, it feels like your baby is literally going to fall out of your vagina. She says it's very common with subsequent pregnancies, and I started getting that feeling where it's like, I don't know if he turned into like a head down position or what, but all of a sudden I'm feeling so much more pressure down there. Like I feel like I could reach in and touch his head. Obviously, that's not the case. I know that, but it feels like he is so incredibly low that he's about to fall out any second. So that has started, and I imagine that that's just going to get worse as things get bigger and he gets bigger, which by the way, I feel like he is big. Like I feel very big. I'm bigger than I was with Lian at this time. His movements are so strong, and he just like, I feel like he's constantly moving, which was Lian as well, but I don't feel like it was to this extent with Lian as it is with this baby. Like I feel like he's big. So he's feeling like he's gonna fall out. The other day I had my very first like sciatica pain in my inner thigh, which is something that you might remember I talked about in my first pregnancy if you've been around. Is this happened really late pregnancy though, like late 3rd trimester. I started getting these like sciatica pains that were shooting in my inner thigh that would like, sometimes they were so strong they would like take me out. Like I'd literally fall safely, but they hurt so bad and would come out of nowhere. And I had one the other day and I was like, oh no girl, this cannot be starting already. It is way too early for this to be starting, which makes me think that he is bigger because it's like he's pressing on things earlier than my first pregnancy. But with that, I haven't had any real lightning crotch yet, which has been great. I have felt some like pokes and prods to the cervix, a lot of pokes and prods to the bladder, but like no real lightning crotch, which I had a lot of in my first pregnancy. But I think that that started a little bit later too. Okay, so the last two things I'm going to talk about are like my cravings and my weight. So I don't typically talk weight in videos because I just don't think it's like that relevant, but I do think it's relevant this time. So cravings wise, it's like all sugar, you guys, whipped cream, like whipped cream. I am eating it straight up out of the bottle. I am putting it on ice cream. I want frappuccinos, like all the whipped cream. Give me all of the whipped cream. And then on top of that, give me all of the junk food, all of the sugar, all of the dessert, everything. Please feed me junk is what this pregnancy is doing to me, which again, my first time around, I didn't really get the sweets cravings like bad until 3rd trimester. So I feel like a lot is happening earlier. And with that, I have gained much more weight this time, which I am, let me just say, 100% fine with. So I technically at this point have gained 20 pounds, but that takes into account for like the 4 to 5 I lost. So if you start from my starting weight, I've gained 15, but I lost almost 5, gained that back. So technically I've gained back about 20. Whereas with Lian's pregnancy, I gained like 20 in total. So I'm on a speedier route here. My midwife was like so happy to see. I was like, I'd gained like 15 at that point at my last appointment. She was so happy to see that I'd put on more of the weight that I'd lost. But she's like, now you don't need to go gaining 60 pounds or anything. I'm like joking, like it was like, I'm putting it on fast, but that's okay with me. And even in the last pregnancy, she had said she'd like me to gain like 30 pounds and I only gained 20 because I am a very small person. I've always been underweight. I've talked about this before, like my natural body type is just underweight, and nursing like sucked the fat out of my body. Nursing made me I had such a hard time keeping on weight. I was like my lowest weight when I was nursing. And so that's why I'm like so okay with gaining weight faster this time. And I hope that I continue to gain some weight because I'm hoping that if I have more weight put on during pregnancy, then hopefully when I am nursing again, like it won't be such a like drastic drop in my weight, that maybe I'll be able to hold on to a couple of those extra pounds. I thought it was relevant to talk about weight in that case just because I'm already gained like almost what I gained in total with Lian's pregnancy. I mean, technically 15 from what I've lost, but I was able to put 20 back on, which I'm really proud of myself because I have such a hard time gaining weight. But I know it's probably all of the whipped cream and the ice cream that I've been eating, because let's be real. Okay, so that's it for my symptoms. Let me show you my belly. Like, I feel really big. Like I said, I feel really big this time, but it is like most of my weight gain is in my belly. I just feel like he's a big baby, which I meant to say too, is like maybe that's part of the reason I'm gaining more weight this time, is because he's bigger. But from the front, my camera died, but I'm back hours later to finish this. So here's a look at my belly. From the front, I don't look all that pregnant, right? But then, boom. Hold on, let me fix my pants. Here, let me, I'm gonna move you to a blank wall. There we go. This big. That's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Wow. 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 Excuse me. We got some better lighting over here, y'all. Whoa.